Good morning again, and welcome to the Human Congregational Church, United Church of Christ. We are an open and affirming congregation, gay or straight, old or young, wealthy or struggling financially, healthy or unwell, black or white. You are welcome here, and we hope that you'll feel at home today. If it's your first time with us today, there's a guest book back in the entranceway. Please sign it, and if you could provide an email address that will let me reach out to you this week. Welcome you to the church. Because of COVID and other life events, it could be that you have been away for a while and you're returning now to us. So if you fit into that category, welcome home. We're going to have fellowship hour downstairs. Please come and enjoy each other's company for a little while after worship. Thanks to our fellowship board for hosting. It gives us a chance to get caught up with each other and to welcome anyone who's new today. As a continuation of our 175th celebration, we're going to have a brunch today, and our co-chair Deacons Grant Pattison is going to tell you more about that. If you would, please wear your name tag today. If you don't have one, you can get a stick-on type or sign up for a permanent one. Thank you so much to those of you who participated in the senior high youth group food drive. It was successful, and I know your neighbors will be so grateful for that. Thank you to our deacons for providing hospitality, our Sunday school and nursery staff, and other volunteers, and Nick, our videographer, as always. Thank you, Nick. We have a few people who have announcements. Grant's going to start. Morning, Grant.
Hey, good morning, morning.
Morning, everybody. How are you? Great. I heard you, Jeff. Anyway, a friendly reminder in your bulletin, we have a Deacons Brunch in anticipation of celebration for the Jubilee 175th. So the food will be great. We have homemade quiche, baked ham, French toast, bagels, fruit, coffee.
You have us.
And it's free. So I expect, we're going to lock the front doors, so you have to go downstairs, but come. We're going to have also a little celebration for our senior pastor, who 10 years. Just, So we have some great speakers, some of our esteemed longtime members and singers. So it should be a lot of fun. Kids are welcome. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a member. Come down and introduce yourself if you're new. Thank you.
Thanks, Grant. Carolyn.
Good morning. Just when you thought HCC was done with the fun, bingo night was sure done up right. Get the family ready to roll for an afternoon full of pizza and bowl. More fun is just around the bend with bowling for books. Please invite your friends. So on March 12th in the afternoon, we're going to meet at the Country Club for bowling fun and pizza. And it's part of the fundraiser, so come on down. And the sign-up sheet is going to be downstairs on the bulletin board on 75. All right, thank you. See you then.
Thanks, Carolyn. And Ed Bartholomew.
I don't have a poem to share with you. But I am going to ask that any children who would like to come up to sing our little anthem to come up during the passing of the peace. So, and there's some instruments up here, some bells for you to ring, and we have some voices that are going to sing with us. So come up during the passing of the peace, and we'll hand out some instruments.
Please say
Could
tomorrow.
you use the microphone?
I want to quickly say tomorrow evening is men's group. For those of you who would like to attend, we'd love to have you. 6:30 downstairs. Good dinner and companionship. Please come. And let me know after the service if you want.
Thanks, Jim. All welcome to the church. If you haven't been yet, it is really nice for you guys. Anybody else before I call on Lisa? Yes, Terry.
to let you know that we are in desperate need of shepherds in the coming months. And I told her that I would be happy to make this announcement because I did my shepherding duty in the fall. And I'm here to tell you that it is super easy and super fun. No planning, no prep, and I can guarantee you that whatever ails you, you're going to get enough giggles to last the week. So it's really easy to sign up. You can talk to Lisa, you can email Lisa, and you can go online. It's a 3-week commitment. And I just wanted to say real quick that when all these little ones are up here getting baptized, we all stand up and we say that we're going to support their faith foundation and formation. And it's not just the check we write. These children, when we say that, we are becoming their grandparents, their aunties, their uncles, their surrogate parents. And I have to tell you that it's meant a lot to my kids over the years, not having any family in the area, to have this church be those people for my kids. And Rosemary Arthur was a shepherd a few weeks ago, and since then she's been away. And every week my little Hattie says, "Where's Miss Rosemary?" So it does make a difference if you make a connection with these kids, and having grown kids, it does last forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. So true.
Good morning. Just a quick update on the women's retreat. We have currently filled all our spots, but we have a waiting list. So if you'd like to be added to the waiting list, please email myself or Jen so we can get in contact and get your information. So we're really excited, but we are on the waiting list at the moment. Thank you.
I think that's really good news. I'm glad that all of you have signed up and want to come. That's it for announcements, so we're going to have a time of quiet now and light the candles as we do every week to remember that the Spirit of Christ is here with us, amongst us, holding us together as a community. That was a great start, and I can't wait for more, James. It's time for us to stand, if you're able, and we'll sing our first hymn, number 4, the last one.
Joyful, joyful,
our opening prayer and Lord's Prayer together. Let us pray. Holy Spirit, guide us, we pray, as we worship and walk in your light. May the power of your love, the goodness of our community, give us vision and courage to live as you call us to live, fully and faithfully. Now let's pray as Jesus taught us, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. The gospel is clear. No matter what we've done or left undone, our God is full of grace. We always have today to live as Jesus calls us to live, with integrity, and courage, and compassion. Thanks be to God. Let's sing our Gloria together. As a sign of God's grace in this time and place, turn to one another and offer the peace of Christ.
Children, come on up.
Oh, sweet. I'm just gonna, oh, sing. No instruments. So wait for your cue.
Yeah, this is the kids. You want him?
Now, after we get going.
Yes. All right.
children's message song. Kids, just stay up here. And also, I want to invite forward any middle schoolers or high schoolers who are here to participate in some fun and drumming. Come forward. It's not just a children's message, it's for any young person.
Anyone under 21? Having a good morning? Yes. Did you guys have breakfast yet? Yes. Yeah. Raise your hand if you had like a huge breakfast.
No way. I didn't.
Medium breakfast?
A little bit. I had one slice of banana.
Toast? What'd you have?
I have a blueberry muffin.
Favorite? Cereal? What? Oh, eggs on toast. Nice. Eggs on toast. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to show you guys my favorite instrument in the world. It's called the drum. It's frame drum. Anybody played drums before? Yeah. Did you hear the drums before?
Yes.
Did you hear when James and I were playing? So I'm going to give you guys a chance to do that too. So what I want you to do is, can you see the drums over here? I'm going to move this stool out of the way in a second, or this bench, and I want you to pick your favorite size and just sit down and put it in your lap. We're going to make like a little circle here, if that's okay.
Help with me, okay?
You ready? Get this out of the way. Oh. Which drum? You can do any size, medium, large, medium, small. And we have more big ones. They're there. So if you want the large ones, we have them there.
All right, then come sit out by me. And we're going to face this way. Everybody make a circle with me, okay?
Should we sit?
I think he said you can sit in your lap.
And you guys can make a circle and face me. Want to do that? Can you guys make a circle and face me? Yeah, they're all facing you.
I know they're used to it.
Yeah. So this is a drum, but it's also, I mean, to me, I was really hungry this morning because I didn't get to have breakfast because I was concentrating so much on this service. So what I like to do is eat soup in it. So raise your hand if you like soup. Yeah. So this is your soup bowl. So right now, I just want you to have some soup. Is that okay? Would you have some soup with me? Can you show me? You can, yeah, no spoon, it's okay. What's your favorite soup? You can tell your friend. Everyone tell your friend your favorite soup. Go, tell your friend your favorite soup. Well, you can have ice cream for breakfast too. Like, do you guys like ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have ice cream. Let me see you eat.
Ready?
Yeah.
Watch me wolf it down.
You can wolf it down, yeah. But it's also, sometimes I like to pretend it's not a soup bowl. Sometimes I like to pretend it's a mirror. Can you guys hold it like that? Can you fix your hair a little bit? Your lipstick? Make sure everything looks good. Good. What else could it be? Sometimes it's like a umbrella. What is it? A hat. Can you guys show me that? Yeah. Could it be a moon? Could it be an earring? Right here. That's a huge earring. What else could it be? Cooking pan? What are you making? A frying pan. What are you making? It's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do that with that. Can you guys stand up and become just, this is a steering wheel. So can you guys stand up for a minute? I just want you to drive around here a little bit. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds. Go, drive around. Make sounds too. Oh! Here, look out. You guys can drive. You can go all the way there, you can go all the way there.
Phoenix, I'm a Jeep, my lights are off.
We need a traffic light right here. All right, now you sit down. Now we're going to show you how to play the drum.
Oh no, someone.
You are so full of energy this morning. I love it. All right, try this. Put it on your knee like that. And then try this. Watch this. Crisscross applesauce. And try this. Get it on the edge. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Are you good at echoing? Yeah. Echo me. That was amazing. Can I play a pattern? You guys good at patterns? All right, here's my pattern. Soft contact. Let's try this side. Can you echo me? Now you can make up your own pattern. I'm going to play something, you play whatever you like. Okay? My turn. I'm going to play a really short pattern. Ready? You play something short. Alright, we're going to play a really nice pattern. You ready? Watch this. Listen to those sounds the way you play. What's your favorite sound? Raise your hand if you like this. 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 I like that one. You like that one best, right? Choose your favorite sound. I'll play 4 sounds, you play 4 sounds back. Your favorite. My turn first. And you can change sounds too. So when you play these drums, go like that. Start eating your soup again. Do you like playing these drums?
I know what else it could
Let me ask you this. When you play the drums, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? Yes.
be.
Sorry? Creative. What else?
Good.
Good. Something else other than good? Yes. You like it? How do you feel?
I think it's pretty wicked.
Wicked? How do you feel when you hear it? Tell your friend how you feel right now. Turn to somebody and just tell them how you feel.
I know what I feel with this.
Extra
Extra spectacular.
spectacular?
Yes.
That's
No,
fantastic.
you get extra bad.
That's awesome.
Now.
So you want to try it. All right. So we've got another half hour, so let's go. Okay. Thank you, boys and girls. You were amazing today. I hope you enjoyed it. Can we pile them up under the table?
Stay here, we're going to stand, we're going to sit number 16 with the black man. We, of course, always need your support financially to make sure that our church is a vital force for good in our community and in our world. So I invite your gifts today. If you've made a pledge for 2023, I invite you to continue to fulfill it. Also, the Outreach Board and I would like to invite you to make a special gift to provide relief to those who have experienced the earthquakes in Syria and in Turkey. There are several ways you can do that. In the bulletin this morning, there's a website that you go to. The United Church of Christ already has representatives on the ground, and Doctors Without Borders and many others. But we just wanted to recommend the one that we trust the most, and that's our own denomination. So please make a gift, and you can make that gift online, or write a check and just make sure you put something in that line so we know where to send it. In the spirit of generosity and the spirit of compassion, let's continue our worship this morning with receiving the gifts. Dear God, please accept the gifts of rhythm and prayer, of treasure and trust that we are offering this morning. Please help us to use all of our talents and other gifts to make a difference in the lives of others. In the Spirit of Jesus. Amen. Please be seated.
set before you today, life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in his ways, and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous. And the Lord your God will bless you in the lands that you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away, and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and to possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and holding fast to him. For that means life to you and length of days, so that you may live in the land that the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. May God bless the reading of this word.
Thank you so much, Ray. I don't usually preach from Deuteronomy. Can you guess why? It's way too legalistic for me, usually. But there was one part of today's reading that I couldn't resist. Yes, the author wants us to be motivated by the promise of land, long life, and children. And yes, the author calls us to follow rules to get there. But there is something so compelling about that phrase, choose life. Humans are normally hardwired to want to survive, to choose life. But we all know that many go through periods when they do not want to live. Recently, several people in our own community of Hingham have chosen to end their own lives. And that's been devastating for their families and terribly sad for all who knew and loved them. What could possibly motivate someone to choose death over life? Even if I can't relate personally, I do have ideas about why. Depression, suffering, hopelessness, fear, shame, a feeling that there's no future and there's no choice but to destroy oneself. If you've ever felt that way, I know that it's a horrible thing to experience. I hope anyone who does feel that way this morning will seek help, because help is there. It's here. The Stoic philosopher Seneca, who was almost exactly the same age as Jesus, as it turns out, said, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. If you've ever made it through a feeling of wanting to take your own life, and you are here this morning, I admire your courage. A huge number of mass shootings have taken place in just the last few months in our country. The South Shore has had more than its share of inexplicable killings lately. The war in Ukraine, senseless. I think I'd like to change the subject now. But I believe it is important to name the fact that sometimes, tragically, people choose death for themselves or for others, rather than life. So what does it mean to choose life? To choose the way our Creator intends for us. Not just life, but fullness of life. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we think success or wealth or power mean life. Speaking of power, isn't it amazing and horrible what some people will do to attain power? All we have to do is look in the news. I know human beings have always sought power. There's something within us, or many of us, that want it. Certain politicians have always employed negative actions, racism, misogyny, intimidation, blackmail, bribery to gain power. Lately, lying is really in. It's become very popular. I grew up in Connecticut. I think maybe a couple of you did too. And there are a few cities there where, at least in the previous century, lying, dissembling, corruption almost seemed required for political success. But power over others isn't life in the best sense of that word. Power over others is temporary, and it's a dangerous illusion in many ways. Needing power over others is a sign of deep insecurity, whether you're a police officer, a parent, or a president. Power is something I hope each of us feel that we do have within ourselves in a good way. Some level of control over our existence, some sense of our direction in life. That's powerful. That's life. It's wonderful to empower others and to feel that we are being empowered by the people closest to us and by our community, including our church. Empowerment is a part of the life I believe that the author of Deuteronomy is talking about in our reading from this morning. Success and money, we need money to live, definitely. And we can use our money to help others live better lives. Money can enhance life. But when we lose perspective and make money too important, too high on the list of things that give us life, then we get into trouble. We can start to let other vital, truly life-giving aspects slip away. When we make our own success and financial security too high of a priority, in some ways we are choosing a kind of death. At other times we mistake impressing people with our amazingness as a sign of true life within us, when it really isn't. Going overboard to show off our attractiveness, our intellect, our talents, doesn't make us any more alive, it just makes us kind of pathetic. Okay, so my brother and I, and my son, we come from a family of show-offs. When you add up all the things that our sister could do, and that our big brother can do, and that James and I can do, it's a pretty impressive list. If anyone wants to know how many mountains I've climbed, or how many mornings a week James goes to the gym, just see us at coffee hour. We'll be glad to fill you in. When I think back on the people who struck me as being most alive, though, it wasn't because they were impressive. It's been those with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to change and grow, no matter what age they were. What makes you feel most alive right now? For me and for many of you, I know it's your relationships. Falling in love. Being with your partner. Watching your kids and grandkids do anything. Laughing and telling stories with your friends. These things make us feel alive. It's always sad when relationships end. When family members become estranged, when people break up. But sometimes relationships can drain the life from us. And when we allow them to end, that's okay. And we can regain a sense of the future, a sense of new possibilities, a sense that life can be full of joy again. And then there are times when putting in that work of rebuilding a relationship can also be so energizing. Whether it's a marriage or a parent-child connection, a bond with your brother or sister, or a friendship, or a connection with the church. Putting our all into rescuing and improving relationships can be the most life-giving experience of all. What makes you feel most alive? Traveling, Pickleball? For me, it's spending time outside. It's looking at art, exercising, laughing, making music with friends and family, and with you, making a meal for someone I love. Some of you draw and paint. Some of you love to read or sing or dance or perform in other ways, and that gives you life. Jesus' message of what gives us life was all about compassion and faith. He also, I think, felt pretty alive when he was challenging people that he disagreed with. And he was building community. When he was empowering people on the margins, healing them. I invite you to do all of that, whatever makes you feel alive, and to resist anything that gets in your way. Don't let anybody stop you from being fully alive. My brother, James started playing. Sorry, guys. Started playing drums in the 5th grade. Started out with clarinet, didn't work out so well. Went to the drums, and when he was practicing, there may have been some complaining downstairs from one of our parents. Ronka-chonka again! Thankfully, James did not let that complaining discourage him. He stuck with his drums because they made him feel alive. And he's not only enjoyed drumming immensely for his own sake, but he's used it to empower others, to build community, to create excitement and fun, and to connect us this morning with the beating of our own hearts. Thank you, James. Drumming goes back a long way in the human family, probably longer ago than any other kind of musical experience. And from the very beginning, there's been a spiritual element to it. Christians have been kind of late in the game when it comes to embracing the drum in worship, but we're getting there. And I'm so happy that all of you were here this morning to experience it. There are many different ways that we can pursue our spiritual journeys and our relationship with the divine that is deep within us. And as we come to the end of this Epiphany season and our Festival of the Arts, I urge you to continue all year round to feel the Spirit in all kinds of art. To watch, listen, feel, write, draw, sing, move your body, and create new rhythms for yourself and for those around you. We can shield our eyes, or we can look closely. We can hurt, or we can heal. We can choose the shadows, or we can choose life. I know what I'm going to do, and I invite you to join me. Amen. We are continuing to pray for Gerald, and if anyone has a few minutes this week, a postcard to Gerald would be really great. Mr. Postcard himself. And we're praying for Michael Sardini's mom, Thelma, and for David's brother, Don, the Amati family, for Alana, recovering from surgery, for Candy, for Diane, the people of Ukraine, and the friends and family of Ron Schramm, who many of you remember, who was active in the church years ago. He passed away, and praying for Carol and his whole family. Praying for Andy and Nancy, for Al and Linda, for Ryan and Sue, and Brendan and Oksana. And a couple of you wrote prayer concerns. There's always a binder back there in the entranceway if you want to write prayer concerns down. And someone has written, along with those tragically killed and wounded in the Turkey and Syrian earthquakes, we pray for first responders, military personnel, and healthcare providers. And Marco Orr, his aunt, Gertrude, who was a retired judge, passed away peacefully at age 93, and we pray for you, Marco, and your whole family. Does anybody else have a prayer concern or joy you'd like to raise?
I'd like to say a prayer for our granddaughter Samantha and her brother Wesley and their inspirational mother, who have all chosen life. 6 years ago today, her best friend drowned in Lake Winnipesaukee, a brilliant and talented young man, 15, and as you know, their father died this summer, and Samantha will be working in the Pentagon as a sophomore at Dartmouth this spring term, and has devoted her life to public service, and says these things have taught her that life is short and every minute counts, and you have to live every minute. So,
I'd like to pray for Janet Bartholomew's quick recovery, and I'd also like to pray for her because she's eating Mr. B's cooking. And he informed me last night things are not going well. So, not only because she can't walk, but she may be undernourished by the end of this recovery. So let's just keep Janet and Ed in our prayers, please.
Anybody else?
I just want to offer a prayer of praise for today's service. It's been incredibly moving, from the drumming, from the sermon. Thank goodness we don't always preach from Deuteronomy because I'm a mess over here. But just grateful for this community and for all the feelings today. So thank you.
Thank you, Pete. You have inspired me to step outside the box here with a prayer concern. We've been praying for Andy, apparently, for a long time. Hi, Andy. Good to see you here. And, I don't know, I had so much fun in these services. It's so spiritual and moving. I would like to send a shout out to my great friend and our great friend here, Gerald Jones. On the count of 3, I want to say, hi, Gerald, we love you. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Gerald, we love you.
Anybody else? Let's pray together. And at the end, instead of silence, we're going to have a drum meditation instead of the usual silence. Let's pray together. Creator of all, teacher and guide, mystery of all mysteries, we thank you most of all for your love. We thank you for the sounds and sights, the rhythms and reverberations that remind us of your spirit in our bodies, in our lives, in the world all around us. We thank you for the people sitting near us today who are here to connect with us and with you. We thank you for all of those who encourage us to live our lives faithfully and fully, to care for our neighbors, to protect your earth. This morning we pray for the vulnerable, those who are sick and in need of healing, those who are struggling with their mental health, those individuals, including children who slept outside last night, here in New England and elsewhere. We pray for those in places of war and natural disaster who've lost loved ones and have been driven from their homes. Please guide us as we follow the wisdom of Jesus to create a world of inclusion and peace in our hearts and in our actions.
If you're able, please stand with me. We'll sing our final hymn, number 77 in the Black Hymnal.
Praise
As we leave this place of worship, let us work to create in Christ's realm of love, justice, and peace. May we live as the Holy One requires, doing justice, loving kindness, and walking humbly with our God. Amen. Now may the blessing of the God of life be ours. The blessing of the loving Christ be ours. The blessing of the Holy Spirit be ours. To cherish us, to help us, and to make us holy. Amen.